No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance. My family, please stand and join us.
I like this song so much that we're going to do it again.
Here we stand this morning, everyone is family, brothers, sisters, we have come. Hearts and minds are open, voices sing God's glory, working wonders in our lives. We have come to be together. We have come to be renewed. We have come to be alive in the world. We have come to stand united. We have come to stand in truth. We have come to stand in the presence of God. Look around, these faces filled with love. God's light is spirit shining in our eyes. Through these doors, hearts rising in this room, arms opening, all who seek are welcome here. We have come to be together. We have come to be renewed. We have come to be alive in the world. We have come to stand united. We have come to stand in truth. We have come to stand in the presence of God.
All right, now that you know it, let's hear it.
We have come to be together. We have come to be renewed. We have come to be alive in the world. We have come to stand united. We have come to stand in truth. We have come to stand in the presence of God. We have come to stand in the presence of God.
That was very good. Good morning. Wow. It's great to see each and every one of you here this morning. And thank you for being here. Because I know it takes an effort to get up, get dressed, especially when you just click the TV and watch it, you know? And so I welcome you here because Unity is home. Unity is a place where you walk in and you know you are home. because you know you're in your own skin. You know who you are and what you are. And you know the power and the magic that you are. And we come here this morning to just celebrate that, knowing that we have a mission and a vision. And I get them backwards, but anyway. It might be that our vision is to see together a spiritually awakened world living in peace, love, and joy. It only took me 15 months to get that down. And this is one that I do love. We're here in our vision. No, it's our mission, whatever it is. It's a vision, right? Okay. Give me another month and I'll get it. Anyway, why are we here? Because we transform lives that transform the world. And I want to take a second just to think about that, not just say it. You know, we're here first and foremost to transform our own lives so we can feel the difference. We can see the light. We can enjoy life. And we can enjoy the spirit that exists in each are, and as we do, we grow. And as we grow, people see a difference. I'd been in Unity for about 3 or 4 months. And that's when I kind of got the light, okay? And then another couple months, I had a coworker who said, Richard, I want to have lunch with you. He was a good Jewish friend of mine, a little bit older than I was at that time. And he said, what's happened to you? And I said, well, the only thing I know I'm doing different is I'm going to a Unity church. And he said, boy, does it show. I had no idea. And that's what's happening to you as you walk out into this community. People are seeing you and go, wow, what's that person got going on in their life? And if they mention anything to you, invite them here, because they can feel it and know it. So let's pray together. This morning we just open up to all the sunlight and all the warmth, all the beauty of nature. And as we do, we know that we are able to enjoy this because our minds are open, our hearts are open, and we know that we are divine mind in action. This morning, we have an opportunity to once again reinforce what we believe, to examine what we believe, and to grow in spirit as we grow in our belief system. We are on a journey that says yes, yes, yes to all the possibilities within each of us. And we celebrate that this morning, and so it is. Amen.
If you're new here, even if you're not, you know that your soul is always welcome here. 1, 2, 3.
Please stand again and join us in singing. We need your help on this one.
Daniel Nahmad is coming on May 5th.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be.
Say that again.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Now you know the whole song.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome. welcome here. All is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. And now is the time in the service. We'll return and greet our neighbors with a friendly unity handshake, bow, or a hug. And please repeat to them the divinity salute. The divine in me greets the divine in you. And we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Shout out to the prayer chaplains.
Woo, we had some dancing going on out there. I loved it. It was great. Good morning. My name is Boyd Black, and I am joyous and grateful to be your platform host today. Our word for today is healing. I'd like you to please join me in our affirmation. God's healing power is moving through me. I am open and receptive to God's healing power within me and within my loved ones. I trust with absolute faith that God is greater than any worldly condition. I cannot limit God. I listen to the still, small voice within and feel guided along my healing journey. If worry and fear get the better of me and I start to feel anxious, I call forth the healing power of the indwelling Christ. I spiritually surrender my concerns. When I pray for my loved ones, I don't focus on their condition. Rather, I see them as the divine beings they are, whole, prosperous, and spiritually perfect. As I pray, I perceive God's healing presence moving through me and my beloveds. This presence is the health beyond the illness, the abundance beyond the insufficiency, and the life beyond death. It is the truth of my life. Our scripture verse today is from Isaiah chapter 58, verse 8. Your healing shall spring up quickly. And I'm sure he was thinking just like that when he wrote it. If you would like prayer support, we have many options. There is a table outside the left doors through the narthex. Past the bookstore, there's a white table. You can submit a prayer request with the prayer request form. You can go to our website, unityrenaissance.org, and submit a prayer request. You can call our Silent Unity, it's our Unity Prayer Ministry, anytime, day or night, at 816-969-2000. And if you are fortunate enough to be in attendance here today, we have some very special people who would love to pray with each and every one of you. There are prayer chaplains. They'll be located in the chapel, outside the left doors, past the bookstore, in the chapel after the service. And would our prayer chaplains please stand for today? You can recognize them by their beautiful stoles. And would everyone else please stand and sing with us the Lord's Song? Holy Creator, we praise your name, your will in heaven and earth the same. away from temptation's hold. Deliver us, Lord, into your fold. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Holy Creator,
Our Father who art in heaven,
praise your name.
hallowed be thy name.
Your will in
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done,
and earth the same.
on earth as it is in heaven.
Supply our needs.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Day to day.
and forgive us our
Let
debts,
your forgiveness
as we have also forgiven our debtors.
Lead us away.
Lead us not into temptation,
Temptations
deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory, forever and ever.
For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Amen. 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 Please be seated. I think you might know this one. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street without enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A fellow disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they've got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change, yeah. Na 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 na. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize that there are some with no home, without a nickel to loan. Could it be really me pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind, you see, but they've got nowhere to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror, and I'm better place. Take a look at yourself, then make a change. I'm starting with that man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change. You gotta get it right while you got your time, cause if you close your heart, then you close your mind. Na 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 na. You gotta make that change, cause if you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change.
That's Nick Hill, everybody. Give him a hand.
Yeah. Good morning again. There was a fellow who, on a Saturday morning, was looking for a parking space in a very busy mall. And he rode around and he rode around. And finally he said, God, if you will help me find a parking space, I will stop drinking and go to church on Sunday. And sure enough, the clouds parted, the sun came out, and there was a parking space. And the guy said, I don't need you, God, I just found one. So, the magic of your word comes from the idea of Don Miguel Ruiz in his book, The Four Agreements. And today I want to talk about a couple of those agreements, but just think about this idea of the magic of your word. In the first chapter of John is a creation story, the Gospel of John, a creation story. And it says, in the beginning was, in many translations, the Logos. And then it's become the Word, more recently, by most of the translations. The Logos means the mind. The word does not mean the word, like we're saying it. It means divine mind in you. And so, as we start to understand that and look at that, we know that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And we also know that the Word came into being, divine mind, and it created light within each of us. And that's the light that you are. And so this morning, as we think about the magic of the Word, think about the magic of divine mind in you. Let me take a second just to talk about that divine mind. You see, sometimes we think the mind is our brain. But it's important to distinguish between the brain and divine mind. Divine mind, from my perspective, comes from the heart space. And then it gives you direction and guidance when you listen to it. It makes it so that you're not part of the world, but you're in the world. But you're in control of your world. Because what happens is if you're thinking through the power of divine mind, you're making decisions based on what Spirit guides you to make. And then you tell your brain how to act, rather than your brain telling you how you should act. And boy, does that make a difference in our lives. Because what's happened is that through the years, and these four agreements, if I get it, there we go, and through the years, is that you and I have been domesticated. And this is something that Don Luis talks about in his book, The Four Agreements. And what does it mean to be domesticated? Well, this is kind of my domestication. I think that's right. That's close. Anyway, it's how I was brought up. The earliest story I remember my mother telling about me was how compliant I was. Because she taught me that when I started walking, wobbling around a little bit, this kind of thing, stumbling around, that there were things I was not supposed to pick up. And my mother was a great housekeeper, but she wanted everything exactly as it was, in perfect shape. That was one of her desires. And she didn't get overstressed over it, but she was, paid attention to it. So the word ought became very important to her and to me. So when I went over to the coffee table and started to pick something up, ought, and I learned to do this. And so ought became a way in which I was domesticated to behave. Also, what it did is it made me pretty compliant. More so than I probably needed to be, but when I became a teenager, I understood that I could not ought. I didn't have to be compliant. That's when we start to grow out of our domestication. And I was very blessed. And that I had parents who loved me. I had parents who domesticated me in the way that they thought was in my best interest, who wanted the best for me. But they still were teaching me what they believed. And I had yet to mature enough to start to think about what I believed. Oh, I had opinions, but I didn't really know deep down inside who I was or what I believed. And I really think it's around age 30 in my day and time, maybe 40, reading that thing, that I started to really think for myself. I started to evaluate my religious teachings. I started to evaluate, because I had children, how I want to raise children versus the way I was raised. What was the difference that I'd like to be? And it wasn't a lot, but there were some. I started to get to know myself. And that took me a lot of years. I mean, in my 20s, I was one of the most defensive animals you've ever met. I could defend myself in any way that you would throw anything at me. And that came in some way from my domestication. I can't identify it totally, but it was there. Because I really wanted to show up a little bit like a hero. And I was the only person that thought I was a hero. And I began to recognize that, and to recognize it was okay. Because you see, having that hero idea, for example, I really wanted to be a great athlete. I am not a great athlete. I've never been a great athlete. But you know what I would do? I'd come home and I'd play basketball for probably 2.5 hours and spend 30 minutes on my homework, at best. I spent my time doing the things that were my weaknesses, not my strengths. I had to learn about that. I mean, I could have played basketball 8 hours a day, and I would never be anything close to a professional or even a high school basketball player. I got on the team, but they didn't let me play. And so what happens is, as we are domesticated, we start to fit ourselves within a model that's within our mind of how we should show up and how we should act. Even if it's uncomfortable. Even if it isn't in our best interest. Even if it isn't even what we believe. But when we start to let go and let God, when we start to release and look within ourselves, we start to look at ourselves and we look at the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. When we look in the mirror, we need to really be honest with ourselves. And it can be painful at times. But what that's saying is that I need to look and say, is the divine mind, the word in me, in alignment with how I am acting, how I am showing up? That's what Don Miguel is talking about. How do I show up? And is an alignment. If it's not, then I'm going to have some in my life. And even if it is, I'm going to have some difficult times. But they're more difficult when you're not in alignment because you don't know it. But when you step out and start to take control of your life, you then are letting Spirit guide you and direct you, and then you're asking the important questions. Am I showing up based on who I should be and what I am? Not should be. That's not a good word. Based on what I am, the I am in me. Is that how I'm showing up? And when I'm not, what do I do about it? Well, one of the ways to show this is to remember this phrase. Most of us, well, some of us remember this guy, Flip Wilson, okay? He was a big guy on TV, a great comic. And he used to say what? Right? The devil made me do it. That's a funny statement. But you know what it does if you take it seriously? It causes you to be irresponsible with your word. Be irresponsible to yourself. Because if that is my philosophy, then what happens is I get lost in that, and all of a sudden, I become the biggest victim anybody can become. The devil made me do it. Basically says, it's not my fault. It's not my responsibility. And it's somebody else's problem. It's somebody else's issue when it might be mine. And so as we start to think about that, we start to look at these couple of agreements. The first one he talks about, we're going to talk about two today. The first one he talks about is being impeccable with your word. Now, the other night when I was teaching a class, I really didn't get this right. Just so you guys know, okay, I don't think I got it right. But one of the people in the class got it right because he said your word and your action are one and the same. And that was really the message. That's what he's saying here. When you're impeccable with your word, what you're doing is you're allowing the word, divine mind, to guide and direct you. And when you don't do that, you're out of sorts with universal law. You're out of sorts with yourself. And you certainly get out of sorts with others. But we can manage that. Because what we can do is say yes or no to something. Oh, by the way, there's nothing wrong with saying no. Even if the minister asks you to do something, it's okay to say no. And it's okay to say yes. And you don't even have to explain yourself, by the way, when you do that. It's just okay. Now, if you say that to me, I'm going to say, why? Then you can say, that's none of your business. Okay, all right, good, see? That's an honest comment. So what happens is that by being impeccable with my word, I am now living life in such a way that I am free. I am truly free to show up as not Richard Bunch, not the ego bunch, but the divine bunch. And when I do that, the world works for me. And I think it works for others. Because we are all one. To be impeccable with our word is to be in oneness with each and every person that I meet and see. No matter what they say to me, no matter how they treat me, no matter what they think about me, I can be in oneness. And I can learn to take constructive criticism. And I can learn to give, in a positive way, constructive criticism without judgment. Is that possible? I think so. Because when I am, and you are honest with somebody, and you're thinking about their best interest and not yours, then what happens is they feel that. You see, they understand that. And they take that on and they're willing to listen. But when I get to the point where I go to this point, okay? Don't take anything personally. If I do not take anything personally, then another person will not take it personally. I truly believe that. Because they will feel and sense what we're talking about. And it's okay, with permission, to share, not judge, one another. When we are taking things personally, we are doing it through the power of judgment. We're allowing ourselves to be judged by somebody else that may not even understand or know what we've been through. My father didn't finish college, he did not finish high school. He went in the Army, and he was there for 4 years at Fort Monroe. And then what happened is he went into the Marine Corps during World War II. So the first 8 of his young years, he was in the service. He got an education, he said, but it wasn't the one you wanted. And at the same time, when he came back, what he did is he finished his high school diploma, and he took what they called a correspondence course. He did not feel like he had the time, and as he said, he didn't think he had the ability to go to college. He really did. He just didn't know it. And so what happens is we start to take on with ourselves that domestication if we're not careful. Dad didn't think he was smart enough to go to college. Interesting enough, I didn't think I was smart enough to get anything much above a C. Wonder where that came from. And see how that domestication can take effect? And so at some point in my life, I learned that I was college material. It was a little after college, actually, okay? But I learned I was college material. Because nobody would have convinced me I would have gotten my master's when I came out of college. I was just glad to get out. And yet, I needed it and learned that I could do it. And so we can overcome these things that are getting our way, but at the same time, what we have to do is remember that anything anybody says to us, we do not take personally. And it's hard to do if you really know them. If my wife says something to me that hurts my feelings, I'm taking it personal. But if somebody else that I just met said the same thing to me, I wouldn't take it personal. So a lot of it is, what weight do I put on what the person that's maybe speaking out to me in a way that I'm not appreciative of, okay? Which happens to all of us from time to time, especially in close relationships. And what we have to learn to do, I believe, even with the closest relation, is say, tell me more. What do you mean by that? Because I know my wife will never say anything to me to hurt me. I don't always remember that, but I know it to be the truth. And that what she's pointing out is not something that's wrong with me, but something I can do better. When you're at work, let people guide you and direct you, even if you think it might hurt your feelings. And the way you do that is, this is work-related. I can be better at this. Everybody can be better at this. And this person is trying to teach me to do that. When somebody in your life comes along that you feel is difficult to get along with, try to understand their story. I may have told this before, I'm not sure. But when I was in El Paso, there was a fellow that was a real good friend of mine, and he was on the finance team. And we were not great, but we were rebuilding. I mean, we had $24 in the bank when I took over. You don't take over companies that have $24 in the bank, okay? But I did, because I was called to it. And by the time he got on the finance team, things were pretty good. We had good income. We were in the black. But he always talked about us going bankrupt. It would come up at just about every finance team meeting. We're going to go bankrupt if you keep doing this. And I reacted to it. I took it personally. because I took the church finances personally. I learned over time not to do that, but I did then. And one day, and it may have been after reading this book, I sat down with Dick, and I said, tell me why you feel like we're going to go bankrupt. And he said, well, I've run 3 businesses, and all 3 have gone bankrupt. I said, son of a gun to myself. Now I know why he thinks the church, and he's projecting that on the church because of his past experience. You don't have to take that personal. It's just his stuff, right? So what we learn to do is not take it personally. We learn to step away and to be able to say to ourselves that we are in control of our minds. We listen to our heart. We step up. And if something is said to us, we don't take it personally, we learn from it. We learn from it, or we learn more about the other person. Because nobody has the same life. Not one of us sitting in here has had all the same experiences. Some of you shared your experiences with me. And I am so impressed with how you've changed your life. And so, knowing that none of us have the same experiences, when somebody says something to me, who is it coming from? It's coming from their experience, not my experience. And if I understand that, I can accept what they're saying without being offended. I think that's what unity teaches us. That's what oneness means. We can share with each other, we can be honest with each other, but we do it based on love. We do it based on the light that we want to be for one another. We do it because that's what Jesus taught us. I mean, Jesus wasn't the simplest guy in the world, and he certainly was tough-minded. You know? Love your enemies. Love yourself. We all have God within us. The Father's in me, and in you, and in us. Paraphrased. All of those things were against the core of what people believed in that day and time. And still goes against the core of what some people believe, even though Jesus said it. Different interpretations. So you and I have this opportunity to take these 2 agreements, be impeccable in your word, and don't take anything personally, and allow that thought process to move within us, and I'll guarantee you it will open your life and change your life. And isn't that what we all want to do? God bless. And so now let's go to this time of meditation. A time where we take just a moment to go deeper. Breathe in. And see yourself breathing in the light that you are. And now breathe out. And see the world. See those around you feeling your light, the warmth of your light. Stay in that light. And allow that light to be your guide. Allow that light to heal you for whatever needs healing. Allow that light to be you as you walk through this week. And now let's just take a moment to sit in the light. And through this light, look in your mirror and behold the light that you are. And so it is. Namaste.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love.
So now we come to that time in the service where we have an opportunity to do something really great. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. We have an opportunity to give to one another, to give through prayer, to give of our service, and you do that so beautifully here, and to give of your money, your tithe. I just want to report to you, and I think you should know it. The board doesn't even know it yet. Don't tell them. Okay? We had a sensational march. A sensational march. I got to tell you, I think it's the first march I've ever seen that went over $50,000. Yeah. Now, don't stop. Let's make April sensational, okay? But anyway, thank you so much for your gifts. Thank you so much. And so, as we know that, what we know is there are many ways to give. You can leave a gift as you leave the church in the back. You can go on Tithely and give a gift, and they'll tell you how to do that in a second. You can go on our website and donate. A lot of ways to give. But just do it from your heart and do what you can do. No pressure whatsoever, believe me, because God is our source and shows up at the most amazing ways at the most amazing time. And so, remember this, that if you really want to give a lot, go to your smartphone and dial
540-418-1228. Text now, or tonight, or tomorrow, or anytime you feel like it. Yeah.
Little ad-lib there. Anyway, now, what I'd like for you to do, whether you have it in your hand or not, hold your gift in your hand. However you give, just feel it. And as you do, let's share our offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Back in good measure, it's given back to you.
Ready for some Boyd now. All right. Hang on, let me get rid of that.
There are some hills I want to climb. There are some walls I have to break through. If I'm gonna make my mark in this world, there's just some things I've got to do. So So many promises and doubting Thomases. You gotta reach down and find your own inner strength. All the sweet distractions trying to cause a chain reaction. What you need is a call to action right here, right now, and staying true. But I'm the one who's gotta walk in these shoes. I'm staying true to let the real me shine on through. The power of intention is not a new invention, but it's the best way I can chart my course. There are no obstacles that are impossible. I've got some miracles. Oh my, oh, I'm staying true. 'Cause I'm the one who's gotta walk in these shoes. I'm staying true. Yeah. The real me shine on through. I don't fear the challenges any longer, 'cause I know they just help to make me stronger. Feeling true, 'cause I'm the one who's gotta walk in these shoes. I'm staying true to let the real me shine on through. I'm staying true, yeah. 'Cause I'm the one who's gotta walk in these shoes. I'm staying true. The real me, I'm staying true, yeah. 'Cause I'm the one who's gotta walk in these shoes. I'm staying true to let the real me shine on through.
Brother Boy, thank you.
Howdy.
I got to welcome everybody, right?
Let's welcome.
Is it okay if I do that?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, thank you. Just
got
checking. Just want to make sure. I'm in the right place, right?
At the right time.
At the right time. Thank you very much. Okay, we have to check these things out. What I'd like to do is take this opportunity to welcome anybody who is here for the first time today. If you're here for the first time, would you just raise your hand? Our ushers would like to share a gift with you. Well, okay, there we go. Thank you so much. And we appreciate you being here. And in that packet, if you fill out a little note and go to the bookstore, you'll receive another gift. So thank you again for being here, and you're always welcome back. Thank you so much. Both. Everybody. Thank you. Thank you. So, now, I think it's time
It's
for
my
you to
turn,
start
yeah.
the announcements, isn't it?
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you very much.
absolutely.
Okay, good.
So next Sunday, April 21st, we're going to memorialize one of our beloved Unity members, Bill Brooks. He passed away in 2023. And next Sunday after, we'll have the memorial service after the service, and then in memorial of Bill. And also to celebrate Earth Day, we're going to have a vegan potluck and a tree planting outside. Yeah, outdoor service and tree planting. And I believe Lisbeth Chiraboga, you're going to talk about the vegan potluck. Come on down.
She's our vegan potluck expert. Oh, you're coming up. What an honor to grace our stage here.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lisbeth. I'm a joyful member of Unity Renaissance, and I've been a joyful vegan for 25 years as well. And so I just wanted to announce what we're doing going forward with the vegan potlucks. So as you know, we've been having vegan potlucks every other month for about a year now, and we've had an overwhelming response to that. So we started making some food to provide to the congregation during the potlucks for love offerings. And we got an overwhelming response to that as well. So now what we decided to do is create a new food and fellowship committee. And if you remember from last year, we had a food and fellowship committee every month providing food for the congregation for a love offering. So now we're bringing it back, and it's going to be all deliciously vegan. So if you're on the new Food and Fellowship Committee, can you please stand so we can see who you are? And we are looking, thank you. Rochelle, you too. We're looking for volunteers. So as Boyd mentioned, next week is not a potluck. We are doing our first Food and Fellowship vegan style next week. That will be the vegan luncheon. So the committee will be preparing delicious, yummy food for the congregation for a love offering. And please, if you want to join us, you don't have to be vegan to be on the Food and Fellowship Committee preparing vegan food. If you're interested in just getting some hands-on experience preparing yummy vegan food with us, please join us. So that will be separate from the potluck. So going forward, we will continue having our vegan potlucks, but we'll go back to having them the traditional version, a dish in order to participate. And our next one will be on May 26th. So again, next week is the Food and Fellowship vegan style luncheon, and then on May 26th will be the potluck. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me after the service. Thank you.
A little fun fact, vegan is the Native American word for bad hunter.
All right, we have Harold Payne. He was the writer of the song I just sang, and I believe I sang a song from him last. So every Sunday this month, we're going to be doing a Harold Payne song. Is that correct?
Up to next week, and then we switch to Daniel and Ahmad.
Oh, Daniel Nemod, okay. So April 26th, Harold Payne will be here. It's a Friday, 6:30 p.m., and he's going to offer an up-close and personal concert. And an interesting fact that Richard mentioned last week is that Harold, in addition to being a multi-platinum artist and a multi-Posse award-winning artist, he also has the ability to take suggestions from the audience and make a song up on the spot.
So yeah, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Give me a topic, give me a style, give me this,
Right.
give me that.
So Friday, April 26th, 6:30, be here.
It's awesome. And I'm thrilled to be able to offer a little quick, I love what Lisa put up there, what is it? Oh, a guided tour of the 12 powers on Saturday, Sunday, April 28th, right after the service at 1 o'clock. A little guided tour of the 12 powers, because we only have 2 hours, so I'll be giving you a lot of material and then just telling you how to use them and what they mean, so you have a little better understanding. Because there are a lot of materials out there if you want to continue the search afterwards. There are a lot of books and things for you to get. I just want to give you the nuts and bolts, and hope you'll attend. It's $20 per person, but no one is turned away.
And as usual, we have the Ask a Board Member throughout our ministerial search. There have been many questions, and a board member has volunteered to be out in the Narthex to answer those questions, and it can be about more than just the ministerial search. Today's board member will be Lisa Borden. She'll be in the Narthex after the service. She's ready to answer any question you throw at her, right? Yeah. All right. And now let's bring in the children.
Yeah.
We are walking in the light of God. 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 Light of God. We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking. We are walking and walking. We are walking in the light of
How are you? Good morning. Look at these beautiful children. Aren't they amazing? Yeah. They're amazing. And we have a nursery full as well. So exciting because this Sunday was Samaritan Second Sunday. And today we made sandwiches, which I'm going to be quiet. Let me get some sharers for you. That's going to help so you get a clearer picture from these beautiful babies. Is there, hold on one second. Is there an offertory angel? Thank you, Imani. I love it. Thank you. Let's take a deep breath and pray first. Sweet Spirit, thank you so much for the blossoming of all the beautiful flowers, for the fresh air, for our volunteers today, Miss Susan, Mr. Russell, Miss Kathleen, for Mr. Charlie preparing our children for fun future events, for all these children, all they brought, their smiles, their joys, their gifts, for these offertory gifts that they also put in our basket. Let's give thanks for all things big and small, and so it is. Amen. Okay, now sharers, I know you're chomping at the bit. Here we go.
Today we made 40 sandwiches for people who do not have food.
Yeah. Way to go.
I can use my wisdom to improve my life.
Uh-huh.
Anyone?
Today we also talked about meditation and how with it we can make more reasonable choices and find out the things we need to do for ourselves.
Great, great.
So beautiful. Okay, and for parents that aren't here and for all of you who know, we are doing a special all together now service on May 12th, Mother's Day. So that's something you definitely don't want to miss out on. And we're calling all Shining Soul singers. Any child grade 2 to 12 can join the Shining Souls. And with that, please stand for the prayer of protection and the peace song.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.